After winning the amazing race, Kim and I realized that we could win at anything as long as we work together. Now, we want to unlock that win at anything potential in you.
Chip and I are so inspired by promoting happy, healthy, and thriving relationships.
Oh, you can't be sounding all coquettish, girl. You know how you expect me to concentrate on anything, but you know what?
You're so cute.
Welcome to this episode of My Queen and I. Oh my God. Oh my God. Kim. I am about to do something for you that means so much to me. I am about to bring on to the show someone who I have been knowing since before I knew you.
What? That's right.
Now, how often does that happen, baby? Okay, I don't even want to waste any time. Okay. You know, I can get all long-winded. But right now, I am about to bring and introduce onto the My Queen and I show for the first time of many times, I hope, my big brother.
Yes.
A man who has been a mentor to me, took me under his wing when I was a puppy. And he's just one of the most amazing people I know in my life. My big brother, Lawrence Hilton-Jacobs.
Okay, what is that? What is that?
Y'all look, I've kept up my looks.
How you doing, big brother?
You are
I'm
crazy,
good.
Larry.
My God.
You know, when you say I've been knowing you before you met Kim, man, and you still owe me $5.
Right.
Okay, what was that bet about?
That's right.
A long time. I got interest on it.
That's right.
I could buy a house from you guys.
There you go.
There you go.
When you better when you do buy your next.
Good. There you go.
But Larry, I can just go on and on about how we know each other, and we will get into that. However, before we get started, I know people out here who may not have seen you like yesterday or the day before. They want to understand exactly the things that you've done. Kim, I'll just name, welcome back, Kotter, Freddie Boom Boom Washington.
Woo!
Oh my God. That was my second favorite thing he ever did. But he will never, ever top Cooley freaking high.
That's everybody.
Okay.
Oh my God. No.
That's the movie that every single person has to watch.
Yeah.
Everybody has grown up on that. That is it. It's almost
God.
like that's the national anthem.
Oh my God, Larry,
great.
that thing, I have to admit, when I met you, I'm like, no man, it's so down to earth. But Kim, we don't even stop there. We keep on going. Claudine.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, with
that was just before Cooley High. That was a year before.
Get out.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the thing, what happened in those days, when you put a movie out back in the early 70s or late 70s even, a movie would stay out in the theater a year or two. So at the time, Claudine had come out, Cooley High came out, and also Welcome at Kotter, but they were all out at the same time for like almost 3 years. So
wow. Yeah, well, so you went into the grocery store and you remained anonymous, right?
Oh, that was over. That was done that afternoon. Yeah.
Right. But
I was outside the cops trying to get me, man. The people were coming for me.
Right.
Yeah, man.
But wait, Larry. We don't stop there, dog. We go to the Jacksons.
Oh, I love that.
Joe Jackson.
You were a mean dude.
Oh my God.
Man, we go further than that. We go to the Wallace house for those fights and eat all that food. Remember? And Leah was cooking all that wonderful food. Some days too. Yeah.
Man, it's just been the breadth of work that you have, Larry, is just amazing. So I wanted to talk about that first, to let the people know exactly what you have done some of the things you've done in your life. Mm-hmm. You're also an artist, a director.
Yes, I've been everywhere.
Yes, you have.
What a life I've lived.
What's a life?
Yes, darling.
It's been absolutely extraordinary. Yes.
But now we're going to break down to my boy. I mean, my big brother, man. And wait, Larry, here, I want you to do it. I won't even taint the story at all. You have a nickname for me. Tell the people, what it is and how it came to be.
When I first met Chip in the early days, he was all big and buff and gigantic, just, big strapping, handsome brother, and instead of calling him a big mandinka, because he was light complexion, I called him a light dinka. To this day.
That's right.
To this day, I call him light dinka. And then, that's on my phone, that's how your neighbors do it, like light dinka.
Man, that is so crazy.
So the mandinka, light dinka. There you go.
I love it, Larry. I love it, man.
Yeah, man.
I really love it. So, we have, throughout the years, you had one of those homes where it was centrally located, but right up in the hills off of Laurel Canyon. But the great thing about that home is we felt, it was like going over to the Mecca home.
Yes.
It was like everybody congregated at your house, Larry.
Oh, me, I'm still like that to this day. My home with my friends is their place, and it's no tripping that for me. People that I care about and like and respect, I always welcome my home. And when they come there, I want them to feel at home.
Right.
And that's just, the natural for me. That's a trait I got from my mother. My mother always fed the whole neighborhood and cooked for everybody.
Yeah.
And every Sunday she would cook these meals, but everybody would congregate there to eat. And the habit is got into me, but I enjoy it. It's not even an effort for me. It's just a nice feeling. And I like seeing people happy. I truly do. It's real simple.
Right, Larry. And the thing that tells me so much about you is when we first met, which was at, you don't even remember this, but it was at the Boys and Girls Club of basketball.
I remember that.
Right.
I do remember that. Wow.
And Larry, you were like
the mind is still there.
Right.
It's not a terrible thing to waste.
Right. It was a celebrity basketball game that we played on the same team, and you had a Camaro.
At the time, I had you're really going back. I had that yellow Camaro, man.
You had the yellow Camaro.
I had a light Dinka Camaro.
But that's the thing that I remember is that this dude, Claudine, welcome back, Kotter.
And the Camaro.
Claudine,
but Camaros were
Kotter.
cool. Those were the chick magnets. We liked the fast car.
Right, and
hey, man, I loved it, and I loved the chicks in there. I ain't got
it. We gonna get to that.
But I was just thinking about how humble he was, Kim, because he could have afforded like 19 Camaros. And the dude, man, was just that kind of guy, man, and would talk to the kids, signing autographs.
I had two cars, but you only drive one at a time. So what's the difference? Car's a car, man.
There you go. But Larry, we know that my queen and I've warned you up front that this is a show about.
You warned me?
Yeah, warned you. Right. Now I'm gonna get into the stuff I didn't tell. No, No, but this, of course, My Queen and I is a show that advocates happy, healthy, and thriving relationships. Absolutely. And I talked with you before, and you told me about your lady and how much you love her, and you've been together 5 years now.
6 years.
So 6 years.
Wow.
So talk to me about that relationship and what tips and nuggets can you give to people?
Something when you try to put your finger on, like you and Kim been together forever, which is amazing. And you guys should have an enthusiasm and the love is so thick, but the friendship is there, which is the most important part to me. My lady Cassandra and we met of all places, Mavericks Flat. Of all places.
That wasn't 6 years ago. I tell you that.
No, it was in the last 6 years ago. You know how they had like little affairs every once in a while. And I'm gonna be honest. At the time, I was on the dating go round, and I was just like fed up. I was like, I'm not. This ain't working. I'm gonna take a break. And I didn't even want to go to Mavericks that day, but somebody wanted to give me a birthday party there, which I already had one. I'm like, how many birthday parties can I have? Anyway, I showed up. And she got out of her car in front of me, and she's gorgeous, and she's tall and exotic, which I like, and all that. And I was just taken by her. But I just said hello, and she said hello, and went about her business. And then I kept coming to her table and cracking jokes up, and then leaving, and coming back and leaving. And when they finally had up in the VIP lounge, when they were having the birthday celebration, I invited she and her friends up to have some cake. And I didn't have no long conversation with her other than the jokes. I just said, here, take my number, call me. Just like that. And she said, when? I said, tomorrow.
Be specific.
And she was like, well, I might be busy. I said, well, if you're not, then we can get together. I was just, as a matter of fact. And she called, and she came all the way from Buena Park, and I was living in North Hollywood, and we had lunch, and we've been together ever since.
Wow, that is awesome. Now, Larry, of course, you may have had at least one or two other choices to, hitch your cadiddle to. What is so special?
I got a laundry list.
Right. But what is special? What is special about what her name is Cassandra, right?
It's Cassandra.
Cassandra. Now, so what is so special about Cassandra, and what makes it work for you guys?
It's timing of life. You don't know how you're going to meet somebody that's going to be the one for you and the special one that you want to make your world with. You can try to find it, but most times when you're trying to find it, you won't. So it happens to you. So the special thing at her is real simple. I love her, and she loves me because we love each other. It's that simple. We laugh a lot. We're good buddies. You have your arguments like anybody else, but they don't last long, and they're never really deep. And she is absolutely sincere and full of care. And so it's endearing to me. I don't take it lightly because I've been through the road with a lot of girlfriends over the years and all over the world and all that stuff, traveling, and you just get a little busy and get a little outside of your focus point in terms of that area. You think about, I got to have my career and all that baloney. Mm-hmm. And she came along, and she was the same way where she was dating a couple of people, and she was like, I'm out of it. So I'm trying to put a real specific on it, other than she just is very sincere and very honest and very accepting of me. And she got a lot of guts to be taking on my crazy. But she's a good lady all the way.
So Larry, did you ever do the online dating?
No, I never did that at all. I did it on there once to see what it would be like as a joke. But no, I'm real funny. Like, I've never been good at a blind date. You couldn't get me on one because I don't trust it. And to me, online dating is the same thing. I want to see what I'm getting into. And because them pictures they put on look amazing.
But Larry, could you imagine? I mean, well, you couldn't, but I want you all out there to imagine. Could you imagine you're looking for the right man, and then all of a sudden you see Lawrence Hilton-Jacobs? You're like, nobody would believe it, man. They just, I mean, it's like, the people just
to be honest,
believe it.
on that whole thing with celebrity dom and all that. It's just people. I mean, you guys know me to death. It's just about people. I don't care about all of that stuff.
I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying the reaction of a person.
Yeah,
I get that all the time. When people come up and I'm like standing in the grocery store, unshaven and a little bit of snot on my nose or something. And somebody come up and say, "Oh, I love you and Keely High. Can you take a picture with me?" I'm like, "Oh, wow. You're my favorite for the Welcome Home show."
Hey, Kim, I want you to be thinking all the while we're talking, because I know, poor Kim, I just take over the whole damn interview.
You ain't lying, man.
But Kim, I want you to be thinking about questions that people looking at this right now that they would want to ask Kim, and think of those because we don't want to miss out on those. And Larry,
I can answer them all right now.
Okay.
I'm black and I'm tall. I've been like that all my life. I'm from New York City. And I like food. Okay, now you got it.
Well, I want to put him on the spot. Let's get over this question very quickly early on. Are you thinking about getting married soon?
Of course, absolutely.
Okay.
No, that's not even we will do it eventually, And even in me, here I'm going to go back into fatherhood again. We're going to, well, I won't say, but we're going to get into the family way as well.
Wow.
And so, yeah, she's all the way for me.
Right.
Cassandra. I'm going nowhere else. I don't want to be nowhere else. Maybe because I'm 66 and I'm too tired. But you keep going. But no.
Yeah.
We're gonna make this is a life concern, a life move for me, and lovingly and easily. It's not even an effort. We were around each other so much and stayed at each other's places so much that when we finally lived together, it was like it was no transition to it. We just did it.
Right. Hey, Larry, where is the mic located on you right now? Because I think it's rubbing again. Oh, yeah, because it was rubbing. Yeah. Cool.
Oh, man. I'm trying to rub me out. Okay.
Here's the question I want to ask before, because I don't want to forget about it. You are working on something very special with some very special people. Why don't you talk about that, what you're doing right now?
We're doing, right now because of the COVID thing, people are in their homes and they don't have a whole lot to do, or they feeling a little encumbered to be able to break out, getting stir crazy. But Eric Kilpatrick, brother actor, decided that he wanted to have, when sometimes you go off and you have live play readings, you read a play and the audience comes in. Well, he decided to do a play reading. He's got Richard Lawson, Glen Turman, Ted Lang, myself, and Eric doing a play called Riffs. And we've been rehearsing it. And this, I think Saturday is when we're going to do it. We're going to do it for people to tune in and watch us actually read a play.
Hey, Larry, do you know if it's Zoom or Facebook Live or what time?
It's going to be Zoom. Yeah.
What time?
I have to let you know that.
Okay.
So Eric will let me know.
Okay.
And I'll give you the date. I'll get it to you.
Right.
I promise I'll text it.
Oh, yeah, right. Larry and texting. He don't text Larry if you want to offer him a role in your movie.
You're going to hear from me for life.
Man. Wait,
yesterday when we were doing the reading, we were going through it, and then afterwards, I just told the guy, I said, this is all sincerity. I said, we all been friends for a long time and we all really sincerely like and care about each other. I said, but I really feel special and honored of us coming together for the sake of helping each other.
There you go.
There's no tariff in it. There's no price in it. There's no, you're taking up my time or this is not the way to go. And I just let all those guys that I love them all, and I hope I never see them again.
Oh, no.
No, but have you ever worked with Glen Turman before?
Once. Man, Glen and I only work together on Cooley High as far as work, but we've done more appearances together than I could even begin to try to count.
Wow.
So, and we did a lot of TV shows and all kinds of nonsense. I remember once we were on when Sinbad had the TV show Vibe, and he had all the Cooley High people on there because that was his favorite movie. And he was just asking us different stuff. And he says, what do you think about Glen? He says, you've known Glen long? I said, I'm tired of knowing Glen. It's all silly. You'd be having a good time. Glen's my life buddy, man.
Yeah.
A special guy. Yeah. We have such a strong, quiet respect for each other, and it's all based in our truth and our love.
Now, Larry, have you? Are you a? I don't know the word for it, but so I'll just say, are you a horse rider? Because he's a cowboy. Yeah. So do you ride horses?
Only Charlie horses. That's about it, man. No, I'm not. I haven't been on a horse in maybe 30 years or something like that. When I got on, myself, Eric Kilpatrick, and TK Kotter went horse riding, the equestrian center in Burbank, and we tried to put on English saddles. Now, I'm not no horseman. An English saddle had to be on real tight, and it's smaller. Well, when the horse was taken off, the English saddle started going sideways. Oh. And I started slipping off, and then, and I pulled the horse, and the horse stopped and threw me, and I landed on my butt.
Okay, that was it for that.
So that was your cowboy days were over.
Oh man, that was a store boy. And those horses are, I call them rent-a-mobiles, and all kinds of different people are riding them, so they're confused. Those horses, good riders, bad riders. But I rode a horse on Glen's ranch once, and it's a different thing when you get on the horse, and the horse knows how to run. We ran over hard rock, and it felt like it was smooth as silk.
Wow.
That horse just knew how to hang, But I'm not a horseman at all.
Yeah.
I'm just an American.
Yeah, there you go. Well, awesome. Yeah, well, I will not get on a horse because it seems like it tries to make certain that I can't be happy with my wife anymore.
No, and I don't want you to ride a horse.
But you know something, even recently, as long as Glen has been riding, and Glen and Reggie Dorsey are two of the most brilliant riders and cowboys I've ever seen in my life. They really are truly into it and good at it. And Glen recently got thrown by his horse,
No.
And Glen ain't no baby. He rode and he got thrown and he said, man, that horse threw me. He says, and I was sore as a dog. He said, but I got back up on him.
Wow.
At 73.
Yeah. Wow.
Now, Larry, you had mentioned we are during this COVID-19 times. I'm just curious, what do you and Cassandra like to do? What is the romantic things that you guys are doing during this time?
Here we have a townhouse, and in the townhouse there was a little outside patio, but we made it into home. We call it the veranda, and it's all cut carpet and lights and all of this lamps. It's just really, it's extremely comfortable. You want to live in it. And we decided, a couple of weeks ago when she was off, and we've been doing it irregularly, to have a little special lunches out there and dinners, but we do the whole dine thing. We get all the trays and we set up with the lights, and we have all the, I don't drink, but she does. She'll have her margarita or something. And because she's Mexico lindo, and, we do things like that. We laugh a lot. She loves to hug a lot, more than I do. He
said more than I do.
I mean, man, this girl is obsessed with hugging. You got to hug and lay down with me. I lay down. I got to work a little bit. Work later. We don't eat if I don't work. So, you can work later, but I want to eat too. And so, the romantic things. She's a romanticist more than I said I would be. She loves all the flowers and the what I like to do for her, and I do all the time, is if I see something that I think she likes or something that I think might be nice, but I just get it. It has to be no ceremony. And so we made up a holiday, because whenever I bring it, we call it St. Abernathy's Day, which means nothing. But I said, you have a St. Abernathy, and I'll just buy a blouse for her, or a belt, or a little something that make her laugh, or even a package of chewing gum sometimes.
Wow.
But those are the things that make you endear to a person, that the small things you can do.
You're right. The small things.
Like last night, she decided to rearrange our kitchen. So she got the table somewhere else and the coffee, whatever table here and all that. And so I went downstairs, and when I saw it, I was like, oh, okay. But I knew because she's doing her thing. And I saw this little thing that made out of marble, where she has all the coffee and all that stuff in it. And I just thought it would be better arranged if it was moved over to a certain spot. She just looked at me and went like,
Right. You said, okay, cool.
Okay, let her do her thing,
Hey, Larry, we know that all great relationships, and you even said it earlier, you have arguments, what is your your mode of conflict resolution? What would you... Yeah, I pretty much know what you're going to say, because you and I are kindred spirits. But what do you do to keep off to stay off the negative predominantly and be on the positive?
Well, something, to stay off the negative, it happens when it happens. But my belief is that if anything goes on that's depressing to you, or a little on the negative side, you should deal with it almost right away, because then you can solve it. Here's a big thing to me in every relationship, and I mean it in mine, and we profess this: never go to bed angry.
Larry, that is like, our mantra.
That's it, dude. Don't be talking about no bull crap first thing in the morning.
No. If you got to work it out, just be mad tonight, and when we wake up tomorrow, I love you.
There you go.
And we tell each other, I love you a lot, and we kiss a lot, and she likes me to kiss her on her neck, and she gets all bubbly and all that. And she like me telling her, but I'm telling it, and that's it. Is that you have to be a friend with your other significant other. You really do.
Right.
And as corny as that sounds, it's just, you have to be a friend, but it has to be no tariff in it. It has to be no scorecard within it. It just have its rhythms that the days will change. So if we get in a conflict, deal with it. Sometimes you just don't want to see each other's face. That's understandable, Or I tell her sometimes, I said, if we had subtitles right now, I could read your face. You'd be saying, "Yo, Larry, everything's cool." And the subtitle, like, "Hey, you big," whatever. So I play that. I make her laugh a lot.
Right, there you go.
Well, with COVID, just think, Larry, people are having to see each other 24/7 now. It's a whole different ball game. So
you have to have something to do,
Yes.
So I mean, you can only clean up the closet with so much, or rearrange the furniture so much. So to me, you have to have something directed. For me, luckily, I write scripts and I draw, and it's very involving. So that'll take up hours and hours of my day, and it's almost on schedule. Like, because my lady, she works in the clinic business, and so she's involved in that stuff. So I'm home a lot working. So at a certain hour when I'm working, I know I'm going to fix dinner. I don't mind doing that, and I do it, as often as I can. And you just find ways to section out your day so you can have some reason.
He also fixes dinner.
Huh?
I eat dinner.
He won't fix dinner for me.
Well, he's going to do that starting today. How do you like that?
Big brother, there I go.
Otherwise, I'm going to have you putting bags together back in Ralph's. Watch out now.
See, now that's when you know somebody knows. He knows you when you were working at Ralph's. Wow. Man.
relationships are a day at a time, but what has to happen to me in any of them is that you have to have, without a hard line, you have to say, this is it. I'm with this. As corny as it sounds, it's through the thick and the thin. It's real, man. And so once you accept that and let yourself just flow with that, the enjoyment is just easy because it's just part of the life. So as you say, I was saying, I'm not going anywhere. This is forever.
Wow.
We will get married, and we'll make our lives grow and stuff like that. And so that's just part of the nature to me and the natural for me. It's not something that I'm like trying to go, but it's got to be this or she was like that. I compare her to nobody.
Right.
And I don't think anybody should do that.
Right.
When you get into a relationship, you deal with the person that you're with and learn. You learn from anything you've been through, of course. That's the road of life, like raising children. But you must allow the individual to have their voice and respect that and roll with that and then have an argument.
And then get over it before you go to bed.
Great advice.
Man, going to bed mad is out. Yeah,
Right.
That's out.
Well, Kim, do you have any other questions?
No, I love that. I mean, that was perfect words of wisdom for everybody.
It's just real, it's just a real deal. You guys, of course, have had this forever, and you guys been together since you were kids, and so forth, pretty much. And you've made a family together. You built a business together. You went off the Amazing Race and won all that money, good. And I remember even Kim on The Price is Right winning everything.
That's right.
That's right.
You guys have a
good memory.
See, that's how people know you. But yeah, Kim actually
That's
won,
right.
what's it called? The Showcase Showdown. Kim won the big prize on Price is Right. I married a winner, baby.
Yeah, man. No, I remember seeing some of that big stuff in your mom's garage. I think it was a jacuzzi or something.
And wait,
You got a good
Larry,
memory.
one of those big screen TVs that you pull out the thing and it has the red, green, and blue.
Oh
Remember?
man, look like War of the Worlds or something like that.
That's that big old TV. Yeah. Right. Well, Larry, here's what I want to ask you. Final question. What when people come up to you, answer all the questions that people have asked you 1,000 times. So just take care of it in one fell swoop. So when they see you, what do people say when they see and recognize you?
That can be. I tell you what's the most endearing thing to me when somebody recognizes me is when I see some kids coming up to me they're watching stuff on reruns.
Yeah.
Nickelodeon.
Like Nickelodeon or something like that. And I'll see I remember some little 7-year-old little cute little blonde, blue-eyed little girl came up. She says, I like you as Boom Boom. And I was like, she's 7 years old.
Right.
Wow.
So that was her parents' time.
Right.
Or even her grandparents' time,
Right.
And so when people come up, they ask any number of things, but I feel it's a high flattery, of course, but I feel a sincerity. A lot of them go up. I hear this more than ever. Yo, Cold Cheese.
Yeah.
Cold cheese.
Yeah,
Cold cheese.
if I go into any area that seems like it's slightly the hood, I hear that from across the street. Cold Cheese. And it's just fantastic.
Right. Oh, man.
Or a couple times it's happened when I've been hanging out with Glen, and Glen and I,
that might blow people's brains out of their heads.
Because every once in a while, Glen and I, we like to go to lunch or something, so because we want to, pretend we're still here. Anyway, man, we go to lunch and somebody look at us and they go, Cold Cheese Pre. They can't get it right.
Oh my God.
Cracking up.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Well, Larry, I want to tell you something, man. You know it, but I'm going to say it on tape. I love you, big brother.
Oh, I love you, brother.
We do love you.
Kim, it's been that's a long love affair with you guys, and we've always been cool with each other from the very, very beginnings, days, and we talk about 30 something plus years now, and things. Where's my room? Where's my Ben Gates? And that's we just again we talk about being sincere or being honest or being easy. That's how we are with each other, and it always has been. It's not an effort for us,
right?
And we comfortably care and love each other, and it's no problem. And and Kim, I love you, and I never want to see Chip again in my life.
Oh, I love you more, Larry.
Well, Larry, thank you so much for joining us today. It is our honor that you're here. And I want to say something to you, my beautiful queen. Thank you for being in my life. You're the main reason I'm happy every day.
Aww.
And I want to say to you out there, if you make her the queen in your life, every day will be a little slice of heaven. Thank you so much for joining us today.